What's up everyone, Doyler here, and I managed to make Maverick tier in the interdimensional arena for the first time this week. Obviously, if you've seen my earlier videos, you know that I had around 4,500 arena tickets, so this was obviously something that I needed to get done with, even though I do already have that Royal Amethyst frame. So, ended up in 588th with 1,177 points. Got my 200 5-star shards, 40,000 dust, which is nice, 3,000 gems back, and that Maverick frame. Not going to use it, but it is something that I've wanted for a while, and I am going to keep it, at least for the principle of it. In the end, I probably spent close to 1,900 arena tickets that I'd been saving up, but that's not counting my daily CCL stuff, Trial of Champions, stuff like that. So, as this is my first time making it to the Battle of the Best, I had to reread all of the rules and stuff, and the important part to realize is the Battle of the Best functions similarly to the old Guild Wars style. So you can have up to 10 teams, and it's last team standing. So your first team fights until everyone dies, then your second team, and so on and so on. So at first I was excited because my 11.4 million power is significantly higher than this guy's. Unfortunately, I need to beat this team, and then these two teams as well, which I'm obviously a little less scared about. But I need to make a team to beat this one, and I will show those fights at the end of this video, as this is clearly still the prep phase. Now, if you see my videos, you know that while I have a lot of depth at E3 and a lot of food to show off, sort of lacking in the E5 heroes. But I think what I'm going to do is not try and completely win, but I'm going to push this Asmo to E5 and hope that he's good enough to counter the Sherlock, since that first lineup does not have any Amun-Ra's or things like that. So if we can take out this first team, I will feel a lot more confident, and I think that Asmo is a good hero that won't take a ton of food for me to sort of work with. So first we're going to grab these Abyss dummies, and as an added bonus, I'm finally getting rid of the 9-star Skerei. So, unequip him, remove his skin, level him up to 10-star, and we'll use these. Fodder. Oh, do we have a 9-star fodder yet? We do not. Alright, we're gonna have to make some food for him. I thought I was more prepared than this. I apologize. So I'm gonna speed up this food making part, and we will make our Asmo from E3 to E5. I think he'll still be useful for Guild Wars, and it won't take a ton of my food, so I'm not too worried about this being a waste. So, now that we have our 10-star fodder, Skerei and King Barton, let's make that E5 Asmodel. So, King Barton, 1 copy, E4, and we'll set these up in a second. And Skerei, and last Asmodel copy. I don't have a Sword of Justice, so I'm going to run him with a Fearless in the front line, and I'm okay with the crit HP stone. And then, let's see. How do we want to enable him? We want to keep him alive, probably. So, well, no, we're going to run him a bit more aggressive. So let's run 2, 2. I'm okay running Resilience. If he gets doved, he gets doved. He'll still build up those crits. Mightiness. And obviously Unbending Will. So I'm okay with this setup. We'll run him in the front line. Let's level him up, make sure he's ready. So we are going to run Asmodel and Aspen against his Team 1. So let's look at his setup again. So we're going to try and run mostly our second best team here. This is his best team, unfortunately, so we're going to have to try and beat it outright. So I'm going to take a quick break and come back closer to reset with what I decided to set my final team as. Alright guys, I was distracted by watching Barry's Fireball Friday, but as you can see, we've got 4 minutes left, so it's time to finally set those lineups. Looks like he is not going to change his lineup at all, which is interesting, leaving that Heart Watcher in the first one, but we'll see how it goes. So, after much thinking and planning with my wartime consigliere, Chairman Lamau, I've got an idea of what we're going to do. So let's clear all these lineups out. So, lineup 1, gonna rock, I'll set the pets in order, so we're gonna rock Phoenix, Dragon, Apparition, Junk, Deer, Snake. So, lineup 1 is going to be that baby Mihm army with some upgrades. We got the Emily's done. So, a nice baby Mihm army. Try and take down his starting heroes. See if we can't get 1 or 2 kills on that much more relevant meta team than us. Also finish that E5 Asmo before doing this. So gonna run Asmo and Aspen to really try and take out some of his nonsense. Who am I forgetting? Oh, Amon-Ra is who we want here. Gonna run Amon-Ra, Garuda, and that Carrie. Steal some energy. Next up, mostly a junk team. Try and clean up any trash we left over. Next up is a fodder team. Then a slightly real team with our remaining middling heroes. And finally, the one I'm most excited about seeing if it can clean up. A Oberon army with a max snake. Yes, you've seen it. I leveled up 5 Oberons just for IDA to try and steal us a win. Let's set it. Battle. We had a minute to spare. I think I timed this perfectly. So I can go over everything again real quick. So, His first team, obviously a bit more meta relevant than us. Double carry, lock, and an E5 Rogan. But once we get through that, he's running a Russell in the front with just one baby Garuda, some Amun-Ra's, and another Russell and a Belrain. So no Garuda in this front team. We should at least be able to kill that Heart Watcher, but if we could take out that Heart Watcher and the Rogan, that second team of ours should really be able to clean up. So earlier today, I leveled up the 3 Emilys to 10 star, made the Oberon army, and got that E5 Asmo to try and counteract those Sherlock, Doves, and Swaps. So 30 seconds left. That is it for this video. Well, that is it for this part of the video. I will jump back tomorrow for the actual fight. Maybe more than one. We'll see what happens. If not, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Well, as you can see, day 1's fights are over and it is on to the next round. I did manage to beat my server Aida 1 opponent, even though Barry laughed at me for fighting someone so easy. So let's take a quick look at those fights. So my Mihm Cheese team was set up to try and at least weaken this team, if not take out that Heart Watcher. So unfortunately, I did not take out that Heart Watcher, but I did weaken the Heart Watcher, the Rogan, the Sherlock. So the team served its purpose basically. I would have loved for a kill, but wasn't really in the cards. So next up was my Asmo+Aspen team, which was built to purposely counter Sherlock since I don't have him and I'm not as meta relevant. So as you can see, I do lose the Carrie speed race, but my job is to just wipe his heroes with this anti-meta team. So as you can see, a big Aspen active is going to come down, and boom, that's basically his team, along with Garuda cleaning up the Carrie and that Sherlock. So that was arguably his hardest team. So obviously I quickly cleaned out his next few teams of E5s just with basic attacks. Sort of expected, but always nice to not have to take any damage. Also took out his Terra and Garuda lineup. Setting garbage teams like this is kind of fun, but obviously they don't do anything against a solo E5 for the most part. So next up was his janky slot 1 Russell team. I feel like he could have done a better job setting the order of this lineup, but my anti-meta team clearly starts to wipe out at least the first few heroes that were lower stars, and Aspen is going to come down with an active, assuming he doesn't lose his energy. So boom, another huge Aspen active. Russell goes down. All he's left us is that Carrie and Garuda. So my anti-meta lineup did manage to take out one full team of meta-relevant heroes and one team sort of baby Amun-Ra's combined with meta-relevant heroes. So definitely not bad at all. So next up was his Terra Russell Belrain lineup. Wasn't too hopeful about this one. I was figuring I would have to clear it up with my later lineups and maybe even that Oberon army. So his Russell is going to get that active off as we don't really have the damage anymore. But we do take out at least one of his heroes. And look at that Aspen damage. If we can take out that Belrain as well, this lineup really doesn't have a shot, even with those Russell light arrows ticking off. Aspen may be an A tier in a lot of these tier lists, but that does not mean he is a bad hero, as you can clearly see. That Garuda, by the way, only has a rune's power, not even a crown or an AMB. Look at how little those light arrows are ticking for against her. 375k or so, 515k. She's built with full warrior gear and a rune's power, and she takes it like an absolute tank. So she's probably not going to be able to kill that Russell, but we do get this team down to just 2 heroes, which is perfect. Yeah, she doesn't get her active off, but obviously this lineup did more than I expected of it, and at this point I had all but clinched a victory. So he did beat my garbage lineup of E3s and 8 and 9 stars, which was sort of expected. Faithblade touched him, but no real damage. 1 damage, so that's definitely the lowest damage I've done before. So finally, my team of E3s and Aida and Ithaqua and Garuda able to easily clean this one up. Big Ithaqua active is going to come out, hopefully preventing the Russell from his active, and will be golden. Actually, it does not prevent him, but it still does 11 million damage, and he has obviously lost at this point. So I am going on to the next round, clearly. I'm super excited as I've already gotten a top 32 finish in my first tournament as a Maverick. 12 million power, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Well, day 2 of IDA is at hand, so let's check out my top 32 match. So, unfortunately, I did lose to Kungan. Sort of expected with his power level. Unfortunately, the two opponents I could have faced would have been an easy win. Even Kungan was only 10.7 million power compared to my 12 million. Unfortunately, he did have the better teams and more meta-relevant heroes. So let's take a quick look at those battles and see how I did. So, Mimchi's super easy cleanup, obviously. Takes out a few of his trash teams, which is nice. No one here outside of that Heart Watcher, and even her, she's pretty low level. So once we get a kill, it should just domino effect. There we go. Kill, domino. So obviously 2 easy wins, and we don't lose any of our cheese heroes. But oh no, round 3 we also managed to win, which was nice. So we took out a few of his teams with the Mimchis. This one had an E5 Unimax, so, and a few E3s and 10 stars. Unfortunately, we do lose our Emily's as well as one of the Mims, so after this round this team is effectively neutered. And Unimax is super tanky. It's going to take a few rounds to finally knock him out. Gosh, look at that. We can't even dent him. The stuns help, but we're just not doing anything, especially with that pet damage. This fight is clearly going to go past the 15th round, which is wild. Unimax is super tanky. It might be fun to build one for some Guild Wars stuff, but I don't know if I want to waste the fodder on him yet. At least not until I get my Emily's from 6 star to at least 9 or 10 stars. So we did win. Obviously his Unimax lived forever, but took out a few of his teams, and now we face the first real meta team of his. So double Garuda, double Carrie, Aida, and Rogan. So obviously he'll wipe out our team. We should get a little bit of death damage when the Michelle reses, but obviously not much to do anything. So now for our counter meta team with that Asmo and Aspen. Unfortunately, this team was built to counter a Sherlock team. Not really ready for a double Ruda and Rogan setup. So already lose the Drake. Carrie is in dire straits. Aspen may not even get out in active. Does, but he does take that mark damage. So we take down one Carrie, but obviously not going to matter since she will res. So yeah, Amon-Ra may get inactive, but it's not going to matter. Obviously at this point we have lost this team. So this was our primary lineup, so at this point his team was able to basically just steamroll through our few remaining teams, unfortunately. Even the Oberon army didn't have a shot at cleanup. We'll watch the next to last battle. So yeah, we've got the E5 Ithaqua, who's taken so much damage from those faster heroes. She pops Unbending Will before she even gets off an attack, and she's dead. Yeah, Rogan plus carries that are faster than me. No shot. This was a good team to face, and yeah, no surprise that he made it into top 8. I'm still happy with my Maverick finish, or my top 32 finish, but I would have loved to get that top 8 border. So he's facing off against Lazy, 13.2 million. I don't see him winning, but I guess we'll find out tomorrow. So, as you can see, as expected from my day 2 loss. I ended up in the top 32, which is still awesome considering this was my first run at Maverick, and I get the 12% HP and 3% attack frame. I'll likely save it for some pride reasons, but I am obviously using the Royal Amethyst, which I still have at +4. Congrats to everyone who won. The only disappointment is I could have gotten top 8 had I won against Kungin, but he did pretty well himself, so congratulations, and maybe I'll see you guys in Maverick another time. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like the content, and I will catch you guys tomorrow.